Okay. All right. So let's take a look at the secretive and cultural influencer things we need to do. Now, secretive, it definitely needs to be some kind of penalty, but I don't know if it's, you know what? I don't think it's secretive the tag. I think we can cut that. I don't think it's about the tag. I think it's about the value of stealth assets, right? So I think that each asset is worth 1. Maybe stealthed assets count for half, right? Yeah. Or not half, but like, I mean, that's a lot. Like 10% less or half price or like, I don't know. Stealth assets are only worth some fraction. Like, what do you think? 80%? 90, 75? Can secretive factions then scrap stealth? Yeah, totally. Yeah, my thought, no, you can. Stealth is like it's like an asset. I would, this is the thing is I would want to change that for this. Yeah. I mean, whatever the rules are right now, they stand as they stand, but I would reconsider scrapping stealth in favor of, as part of your action. I wonder. Oh, that's a good point, actually. How about this? Watch this. This is a balance, okay? So stealth assets are only worth half. Not okay. So stealth assets, but watch this. Unless your faction has the secretive tag, then they're worth, I don't know, like 0.8 or something. Right? Because this way, if you're not used to having stealth assets, they're worth less to you. But if you innately are secretive, you are better at using your stealth assets to influence the population of a world. So that way, it's a big penalty. It's kind of like armor. It's like armor for Dungeon World. Anybody can wear it, but some of you are not very good at it, and it will affect your abilities. Yeah, I think this seems I think this seems good. But yeah, let's do 75. I'm going to die over here. Yeah, you have proficiency in stealth assets. That's a great way of looking at it, Shark. Okay. So the math complexity doesn't matter once we can nail it down. The courier poisoned him. I kind of think that at this point, we need to do this and then run the simulation. So let's see. So we've answered these questions. We haven't talked about dead factions yet. We'll go here. Okay, so the new tag, cultural influencer. Your assets are particularly good at, or this faction's assets, I don't know how they phrase it. Particularly good at altering the cultural and social behavior of the populations of the planets they are present on, whatever. All assets belonging to this faction count for, what do you think? Like more? How much more? 1.25? Right? 1.2, something like that. Yeah, like it, but it's your only ability. This replaces any other tag that you have, right? So you're gonna lose whatever else you used to be able to do. It's gonna make you potentially weaker in combat or whatever. I think two is a lot. 1 tier higher on the population table. I don't want to modify 0, right? Cultural influencer sounds a bit hokey. No, it doesn't. That's what you are an influencer of culture. It's not any hokier than the rest. Like if you don't like it, you could call it what you want, but 1.5 is probably enough. That's kind of what I was thinking. Again, we got to run the math, but I want it to be pretty fucking significant. I think 1.5. Count all assets within this faction gain a grant an additional 50% influence each. Right? Like the idea is that now your assets are worth 1.5 or half if they're stealthed. What about a stealthed cultural influencer asset? Well, no, see, the thing is, Chun, if we make it 2, then that completely overwhelms, like that's as valuable as it being like a higher tech level planet. So I think that's too much. I think 1.5 is probably sufficient. But again, I gotta look at it. But yeah, the thing is, if they shouldn't be overwhelming. No, Chun, that's not the point, right? Like if they are supremely overwhelming and you can't fight them, then there's no point, right? It has to be within reach. I'll look at the math and we'll see the differences between the two models, and then we'll see. I think 50% is probably enough. Well, planetary government just acts like you have 2 additional assets on the board, right? Okay. Stealth assets are only worth half. Calculated last, right? So let's do this. Calculated. So whatever you do, the last thing we calculate is stealth. And so the influencers tags will go up, it'll bring them up, and then it'll cut whatever they end up with in half. So a cultural influencer with 1 asset, the asset will be worth 1.5, and then it's worth 0.75 if it's cut. So it's the same as the secretive tag. Okay, I think that kind of makes sense, because secretive gives you all these other bonuses. Yeah, that seems to jibe for me. I think that makes about as much sense as I'm gonna get out of this. Okay, so that means that we get an additional 50% influence each. Let's do another quick calculation on a planet. We'll hand do a test planet here. Okay, so I want a planet. Let's theorize. Yeah, let's theorize something that has cultural influence. So let's go test planet. Let's do Orpheus. Makes no sense to have stealth cultural influencer. Well, yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of stealthed assets. Like Prism only has like what, 1, if any. Yeah. Lovelace has a lot of stealth and weird stuff. We'll get to it in a second. So I want to do a small, I don't have to do a new versus old because we have the old here already. Okay, so Orpheus, let's take a look at this planet. There's supposed to be words here. There we go. Okay, Orpheus, what do you got? All right, so here's Orpheus right now. What is the value of this planet? It is a several million TL4. Okay. Giving it a base of, let's see, several million. 3. Tech level 4. Okay, base of 3. Okay, and then what tags does this planet have? What tags you got, Orpheus? Where the fuck is it? Cultural power and freak weather. Okay, cultural power and freak weather. So cultural power gives it a modifier of 1.3. Okay. So all the assets on it are worth 1 point, or you modify it 1.3. Okay, and then on that planet, Crux has an 8 hit point party, or it's got a party machine and a pre-tech infantry. Okay, so House Crux. Party machine. Pre-tech infantry. And then, let's see, do they have, what else modifies this? They don't have homeworld, they're not the planetary government, they don't have a faction tag for it, so their total then would be 2, let me get my fucking calculator here. So 2 times 1.3, 2.6, is that, am I doing that right? 2 times 3, oh, that's right, because the value is actually, it's actually 3.9, right? Because it's the value of the planet itself. Is that, what am I doing this right? 3. Yeah, it's 7.8, right? But why is it 3.9? Yeah, 3 times, I have 3 values we're multiplying together. That's right. 3 times 1.3. Oh, that's right, because the value, that's right, 3.9 is the value of each, right, so each unit for Crux is a multiplier of 3.9. Right, okay. So that puts them on this planet 7.8, which is higher than current, right? Yes, because the value of the planet went up because of the tag. Okay, so that's House Crux. Instead of 6, they now have, because the planet's more valuable, that raises Crux's overall influence in the sector and gives them 7.8 total influence. Okay, and then House Lyra. Now I'm going to do it twice. We're going to do House Lyra version 1, which is the way they currently stand. So they have, currently House Lyra has 2 party machines and a 1 hit point base of influence. Okay, 2 party machine, BOI, 1 HP. Then they also have plus homeworld, plus, where is it? PGov, which is 2. Giving them a total of 1, 2, 3, 33, 35, multiplied by the value of the planet, 3.9, right? So let's see here. That's 35 times 3.9, 136.5, if I did that math right. People who are better than me at math, which is to say just about everybody, double check that for me. But I think that's about right. Okay. So that is 136.5 total. Currently, they are at, that can't be right, 42. I guess that homeworld getting modified is a pretty fucking big deal. Which is sort of what we expected. That plus 10 is a lot, hey? Yeah. It is a big deal. How do we get 35? I'll show you. 2 for the PGov, 10 for the homeworld, 1 for the BOI, 1 for the party machine, 1 for the party machine. So, and then multiplied by the total, right? No, I know. I think I doubled up on a multiplier because it's not, it's 1, 2, 3, 5, 15. I think that's right. I think, let me try that. 58. I did multiply twice. Yep. 58.5. Oh yeah. Okay. That's about right. It just makes Orpheus worth more. Okay. Not like a huge, insane change. Okay. Now, House Lyra V2, what I'm interested in for this is if Lyra has that tag, what would their homeworld look like? Right? Okay. So V2 with the tag, they have party machine. I guess I could just copy this, right? So same 15. And then plus faction tag, which gives them an additional modifier of, where did we land on that? 50%? per asset. So that's 1, 2, 3, because it doesn't count for their homeworld. I think it should count for PGov as well. I think the BOI is an asset, so it does count for 50% more, but it currently only has 1 hit point. So they get an extra 1, they get an extra 2, right? Half from the PGov, half from the BOI, because it's 1, half from the party machine, half from the party machine, which is an extra 2. So that means 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 17. No, it's 2.5. It adds 9 point. Why? I'm so confused. Because the math becomes, the PGov is 2, right? If we include PGov in that. Yeah, let me see. Assets. I think I'm going to include that. I think PGov does boost. So all assets belonging to the stream. In addition, planetary, becoming the planetary government grants an additional 50% influence to that bonus. Okay, there you go. Just to clarify it. Okay. Yeah, so no, if we add homeworld, that's insane, right? Like, the thing is, homeworld's already 10. The difference between 10 and 15 and 1 and 2, it's very different. So let's see here. So the total is 1.5 plus 1.5 plus 1.5 plus 10 plus 3, right? After we do the math for the, and then we modify all that. So let's see what that looks like. 1.5 times 3 plus 3 plus 10, it's 17.5 times the planetary modifier of 3.9. Well, that's the thing, Chun. They don't, 68.25. They don't currently have a 39 HP BOI. They don't, but a full health one is a huge deal. I want the factions attacking each other's bases of influence. That's what I want. I want, if you lose a BOI, you lose points. So let me see, 68.25 total. Okay, all right, so here's the differences, right? So on Orpheus, right? On Orpheus, we're looking at a difference of 42 is where they're at now. Increasing the value of the planet puts them to 58. And then also increasing to 68.25 if they have the tag as well. That seems about right. That seems about what I was looking for. If we imagined, let's imagine a full strength Lyra. Right? So let's look at House Lyra at full strength. So what is this BOI? Well, I honestly think the 10 extra influence is worth losing on a combat tag if you don't get in fights that often. Especially if you have a bunch of allies that fight for you. House Lyra, like, you know, like it's not like it's going to really dramatically change their situation. Thanks, Outro. Okay, so this base of influence would normally be 14 hit points. So let's imagine a full strength version of this calculation. So that means we have the same 1.5, right? That's the 2 party machines. Plus 14 times 1.5, that becomes 21. Plus 10, plus 3. So that's, it's like a lot, right? Homeworld and base of influence, it's a big deal. So that's 21 plus 10 plus 3. So it's 37, right? 37. There's a name for this. There's like a mechanical name for this. Like the total is like asset value or like total combined value. We need like an acronym like TCV or something like that to indicate to us that like this is how much strength you have. Presence. That's great. I like that. Let's call that mechanic presence. Faction presence. Yeah. Okay. So 30. Their faction presence is 37 times the planet's value of 3.9, giving us 144.3. Okay. So this is the difference between Lyra at their near weakest to Lyra at their strongest on this planet. It's 100, almost 100 more. That's perfect. That's exactly what I want. Right? This incentivizes strong, high hit point bases of influence. It incentivizes attacking BOIs to reduce influence as like a value mission. Yeah, I like it. I think that's good. I think the math stands on this. I think that that's pretty good. Let's do Prism. Yeah, let's do a quick test planet. Let's do Echo. That BOI could potentially be 2 points higher. Yeah, there you go. So let's run a quick test on Echo. Let's see. Yeah, exactly. Their max goes up. I think if it works on Echo, like if I like it on Echo, I think we're pretty good. Where are you, Echo? Up here. There you are. Okay. So, Echo, which is the other cultural power planet, I think. It has on it, how many people? Hundreds of millions TL4. Okay. Which gives it a base starting value of hundreds of millions times 4 of 4. Okay. So it's slightly more valuable than Orpheus in terms of cultural. It is a cultural power, which is a modifier of 1.3. So our new cultural, I guess, planetary, here's another stat for you. Planetary cultural value, right? The PCV. This is like, it's an index, right? This could be like an in-universe thing, the PCVI, right? Like which planets are most... I imagine that this is something that like Prism or the Empire or both together would like have an understanding of the universe through the PCVI. So the Echo's PCVI right now, and actually this allows us to create an estimation of the value of each planet. So its current PCVI is 5.3, right? Sounds like something the comptroller worries about. Why is it 5.2? Oh, because does it also have a negative tag? What's the other? Oh, because we don't add these together. We multiply them. That's right. Yeah, it's actually 5.2. Okay. 5.2. That was weird. Did you hear that? Huh. Okay. All right. Planetary Cultural Value Index is 5.2. Let's see who controls what and how the changes are. So currently, the current situation on Echo is worth 204 right now because of who's competing. It contains a value of 204 units. That total influence will go up or down. Currently 192 of that is the Prism Network. 8 is House Triangulum. Let's make a list of who has what on Echo. All right, so on Echo, we have a 29 HP. Let's do Prism first, and I'm gonna actually spread these out. So Prism. So they have, here we go, 29 HP base of influence. Okay, they have, oh yeah, and we're gonna have to do V1 on this one, and then we'll do V2. So, okay, a 29 HP BOI, they have 2 times marketers. Marketers. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have their whole stack of 5 party machines and a shipping combine, right? 5 party machines and a shipping combine. Okay. And then 1 shipping combine. It's also their homeworld, and they have PGov. All right, so base value is 29. 29 times 1.5, right? And so that, let me see if I'm doing that right. So 29 points total, bringing it up to a 43.5. Right, 43.5. And then the marketers are worth 3 total. Party machines worth 5.5. Yeah, V1 is the V1 is with the planet. V2 is with the other thing. No, V1 is with the. Oh yeah, that's right. We're not gonna do with the multiplier on this one. We're just doing the planetary. You're right. Yeah. Okay. So let's recalculate. So this is 2. This is 5. This is 1. This is 10. This is 2, meaning their total presence on Echo. Presence value is, and then we multiply that by the PCVI to get a total. It's 49, 29, 30, 35, 45, 46, 47, 40, 49. Yep. So they have 49 presence on the planet. Multiplied by, let's see, total influence is the presence times the PCVI, giving us, everybody has a calculator faster than me, 49 times 5.2, 254.8. Okay, so there you go. So 254.8 represents the total influence value of Prism on Echo, a planet with a PCVI of 5.2. All right. Okay. So, let's take a look at Prism, their comparison. So just the planet, I think it's like 60 more influence for just changing the planet's value. 192. Yep. 60 more influence. That's quite a lot. Yeah. That's good. That's what I want. Okay. And then, yeah, we'll do Triangulum and we'll calculate all the stealth stuff. So if we go Triangulum right now, so they have a base of influence with 1 HP and a covert shipping stealthed, both. So 1 HP base of influence, which is worth, for them, what, 0.75? Yeah. 0.75. And then they have a... they have their 1 unit, which is a covert shipping. That's right. Covert shipping. Okay. And that is also 0.75, right? Okay. And these are both stealthed, giving them a total of less than 2, right? 1.25. Yeah, 1.5, sorry. So their presence on this planet is 1.5, giving them a total influence, and this is going to even out a little because the planet's worth more. 1.5 times the PCVI of 5.2, 7.8. Okay, so 7.8 influence for them, which is a minor reduction, a 0.2 reduction in influence because of the stealth. Right, makes sense, right? They lost 20% because the planet went up, but also they accordingly, yeah, okay, right. Interesting. Okay, so now let's do the same exact thing, but let's do Prism V2 and see what their tag looks like. So Prism V2, this is with the tag. It's a 29. All of these are the same, but the presence is going to be modified, right? So we're multiplying all of these by the cultural influencer tag. an additional 50%. So they're worth half again as much. Yeah, we'll do a shitty planet next. Okay, so that means 29 times 1.5 brings them up to 43.5 presents for that one. This becomes 3, right? Yep. Okay. Party machine. They become, this stack becomes worth 7.5. 1 becomes 1.5, right? Homeworld doesn't change. PGov becomes 3. Just assets and BOIs. A BOI is a kind of asset. And also PGov, yeah. Okay, so that means presence and total influence for V2 if they take the tag. And this is the interesting bit. If this math looks good, then I'm pretty okay. 43.5 plus 3 plus 7.5 plus 1.5 10 plus 3, giving us 68.5. Total presence multiplied by the PCIV of this planet gives us 5.2, 356.2. All right, total influence 356.2 on this planet, which makes sense, right? The planet is bigger. The planet is suddenly more important, and they're suddenly more important at influencing. I think that feels about right. Yeah, it's another 100 points. Like I said, this is going to bring Prism and Lyra, if they both take the tag, which they may or may not, it moves them both considerably up in the influence list. I don't think anybody gets really fucked over by it. I don't think anybody's drops, but I think it really pulls the thing up. Yeah. So like that would mean their current value is 220. The DCS is 224. DM is 229. Their value raises in this instance. Their total value raises just on this planet alone 356.2 minus what their current one is 192. It's a 164 point jump. Echo would have more influence than Imperial Prime. Perfect. Echo is a more culturally important planet than Imperial Prime. Imperial Prime is a symbol. Echo is a world where ideas are born, right? The Empire hasn't had a new idea in forever. Yeah, that totally makes sense. I want Echo to have a higher value than Prime. Absolutely, yeah. I think people are placing a lot of imagined influence on the throne. It doesn't. It gives you physical power, right? Not necessarily influence. And then you use that physical power to gain influence. So anyway, it's a 164 point jump. So that would put them at, Prism would be put at 220. They go up to 384, which places them second in the influence list just from these changes. Pretty good. It's pretty much what I had expected. Yeah, it would move Prism up the list at least. Nope, I know, Chun. I'm completely aware of that. Well aware. I literally just said only counting this planet. Yeah, listen. So yeah, okay, all right. That totally makes sense. That fits. Let's do like a less valuable. Let's do a less valuable planet. Let's do Bora. Well, and I think, honestly, I think these changes will help factions like Prism, like Lyra. It will help them mechanically fulfill the sort of promises of the concept of the faction, right? There's Bora. Well, see, Bora only has 3. They're all have Strangulum. Bora's not going to change that much. It's just going to become worth less than it is. You know what? Fuck it. Let's do Bora. People want Bora? Let's do Bora. So Bora. So Bora begins with Alien civilization, tech level 4. Wait. Alien civ, tech level 4. Gives us a base of 2, right? Oh, is that comma? Oh, but I like comma. You know what? I want to do comma because comma's a prism planet. Or a pleasure planet, so it'll be better, but yeah. Okay. All right, hundreds of millions of TL1. Got it. Okay. We'll finish with Bora. Hundreds of millions TL1. TL1, which gives it a modified total of what, 3? Hundreds of millions TL1, 0.25, yeah, okay. So it is a total value of, let me just double check. 3, yep, okay. The tags, does it have any up or down tags for Bora? Well, Trillion should be influential because they have stuff everywhere. They have planets. Okay, so it has Quarantine World and Tomb World. Jesus Christ. Okay. So Quarantine World, Tomb World. Each of these are, let's see, Quarantine 0.7 and Tomb World also 0.7. How did we figure we assemble these? Like if you have more than one? What's the math on that? Do we just, because it's not minus 60%. Is it? I guess it would be if you have those 2 tags. Yeah, sure, it'd be 0.4. Yeah. Oof. Okay, so modified that by 0.4. It doesn't make sense. It is 60%. Yeah. So let's go ahead and place that on here. So Tomb World 0.7, Quarantine World also 0.7. The planetary cultural index of Bora, the worst planet we've seen so far, is multiplication would make it 0.49, right? Oh yeah, I'm sorry. This is 1, not because it doesn't multiply up. We have to decide how we add these, like just come up with one. Yeah, they're not multiplicative. I think we just add them. Yeah, I think it's 0.4, right? 1 times. Okay. So compare Echo with a PCVI of 5.2 to this idiot rock. A value of 0.04. 0.04, Bora. Okay, so now on Bora, we currently have 3 Triangulum assets. So we have, Jesus Christ, this is going to be ridiculous. Triangulum, you control one of the least valuable planets in the sector. There is a base of influence. There is covert shipping and a party machine. Okay. Party machine. Okay, so covert shipping, which is the one that isn't stealthed. It sort of doesn't matter in this case. Covert shipping. Okay. So covert shipping is not stealthed, but the BOI with 1 HP and the party machine, they're both stealthed. So that means this would normally have a value of 1. The value then becomes 0.8 because they're secretive. Right? 0.8 value for each one. And then the covert shipping is worth its full value, which is 1. So total presence is it? Oh, it's 0.75. That's right. Yeah, that's where we landed, not point. Yeah. Okay. All right. So covert shipping total presence is 2.5. Okay. And then planetary cultural, so the total influence gained by the assets you currently have, not fucking much. 1, I think. 2.5 times 0.4. Yeah, 1. Okay, which is currently a drop of 2 points, I think, for Bora. Yeah, because Bora is kind of useless. So it's a drop in 2 points, which would bring Triangulum down from 187 to 185, which still keeps them exactly where they are. Yeah. Interesting. I'd love to see this. I think this is good. I think this is the influence system that I need. And I don't think we can do much more with it until we got to run the numbers. Triangulum hurts a lot more from Lovelace. Yeah, well, this is the thing, Triangulum, like you have technology, but you're not like a known influencer in the way that like some of the other factions are. I mean, that's by design, right? Yeah. Okay, so let's figure out the calculation, right? So let's see. To calculate, the only addition would be a tag, like a new faction tag that reduces others' influence. Yeah, okay. I mean, maybe let's add that a tag to reduce influence. Oh yeah, and then also actions that can. Well, no, you know what? We don't want to modify. You can't influence it. We don't need to add any new actions. We just need to use the assets to modify each other's influence. Okay, all right. So we need a tag potentially reduce influence on planets. Maybe that's a good future thing. Okay, so to calculate. I think the thing about the map, though, is that it just pulls from the existing spreadsheet. And there's a section on the spreadsheet where we have, like, the various control and whatever set out. So, yeah, we'll have to get all the numbers sorted out and then go from there. Okay, all right. So, like, this is a graphical representation, but yeah. All right, so, yeah, Jorgen, you got me. So, to calculate, it is... number of asset, right? Each asset plus BOI hit points plus PGov plus homeworld, right? And then that is multiplied by the PCVI, which is... I don't know how to properly write this. So you have to figure out your PCVI using a separate thing, which is tech level, base population, plus tech level, or I guess multiplied by TL, modified by planet tags. That's right. Population tags p-value. That's right. Yeah, right. Modified by planet tags. Okay. And I guess we're calculating here total influence. And then we're also going to try to calculate. Oh, here we go. We'll type in each thing we need to calculate. PCVI, total influence. Ah, oh, don't search for that. I just want to copy it. Why would it be in a different font? I hate this. I mean, because it's from there, but yeah. There. What size is everything? It's 12. All right. Okay, so this is how to calculate PCVI. That's total influence. What is the other thing we were tracking? Presence. So I guess what we're actually doing is this is presence. And then this is presence times PCVI. Right? And then we got to talk about so what are the orders that we're... What is the order in which this stuff is done? So you calculate the PCVI to figure out the planet. Then you calculate presence. And then you multiply the two of them together to get total influence. Oh, I see also this modified by Yeah, order of operations doesn't matter as long as it's PCVI versus presence. That's right. Modified by asset or by faction tag. Yeah. Okay. I think this makes sense. I think this is our math. Yeah, homeworld doesn't need to be modified, but whatever. It's the number, right? I guess it's like this. We're like that, and then plus homeworld. Yeah. Okay. Makes sense. Yeah. All right, I think... Does BOI count as a +1 for asset? No, it's the total BOI. So it's like this. It's like non-BOI asset plus BOI HP plus PGov, like that, right? Yep. Yeah, no, my plan isn't to change all the existing tags. It was just to assign a value to planetary tags and then create the cultural influencer tag to allow you. Yeah, Deep Rooted is already way too good to like give it more abilities. Yeah, I think that's that, right? I think that's what we got to do. So dead factions have an influence. I think we track them, right? So like track influence as normal, right? And then how do we remove influence? Free shots on undefendable assets. Destroy BOI, rewrite planet tags, commit genocide, etc. It makes sense to change how planetary tags are shown, as multiplicative numbers can be confusing. Well, I'm not designing this for anyone else. I'm designing it just for me. So as long as we know how it works. And then tag to reduce influence on planets. I guess. Like user required, I get that you're bummed that Triangulum is losing influence, but remember, this isn't real. This is a test environment. We hadn't finished. Like you're saying, like, oh, we're weakest now or whatever. We're losing a bunch of influence. You never had it. And also you need to, if you want to increase your influence, go out there and do it, right? Stop being stealthy, kill people off. Like you never had, you're not losing influence because you never had it, because this is all a beta, right? If you zero out a population, total influence becomes 0 too. Absolutely. Like, yo, Gats used to be the House Cygnus homeworld. Committing genocide, blowing up the planet, doing all of that shit. Like that reduced Cygnus influence. Yeah. If you look at, what's interesting is if you look at the order, you can kind of imagine, and this is for me as a GM, you can kind of imagine what people in the universe currently care about. This flavor alignment gives me an understanding of the general populace of Acheron Row. So like the people of Acheron Row right now, they feel like this is the beginning of a time of prosperity. They're all thinking about wealth and money, about material things, right? This is, someone has turned over the fucking King of Cups, or King of Coins rather, right? So Eridanis is defining the paradigm. Most people are thinking about Eridanis type things, right? And then Pixis as a close second, it's a time of like imperial pride, right? We're returning to an age of, we have an emperor again. We believe in the empire. We're using Pixis's ideas of looking to the future, becoming, like expanding. Pixis has got this kind of like, hopeful kind of vibe to them. And so that's also, people are thinking about their money. They're thinking about hope for the future. They feel, safe because they also think about the law, right? Crux still has this influence from the past war. They think about obeying the law. They want, like, this is a very this is kind of dangerous. Pixis is the only thing that is keeping this from being sort of a totalitarian capitalist state, in the sense that like Pixis is I think of them as chaotic good, right? We've got like lawful evil, maybe lawful neutral, depending on who you're talking to. We have chaotic good, and then we have lawful neutral, right? And so this is a very imperial sort of time. And then behind that, there is the promise of luxury, right? The promise of like neutral, non-political luxury kind of rising in the thoughts of people, right? We're not really thinking about past wars or secrets or like really art. It's kind of like weird in the sense that that's where we're at, but a consumer version of that art is sort of rising through the times. And again, like it makes sense that in an age where we think of ourselves as being prosperous, looking hopefully towards the future and protected by the police state, we don't worry too much about dying or the National Guard or the secret police. Right? They don't have that much influence on our popular culture. But imagine an alternate universe where Serpens was up top. Paranoia, right? Psychic fear, the idea of like people with MES would suddenly become better citizens, or not suddenly, but they would be seen with like reverence, right? This to me indicates the general structure of like, what do people believe in the world, right? What do they feel? And I love the idea that down here, there is this subset of like, nuck if you buck, pirates are cool, right? Democracy is rising through the ranks. So this changing, to me, indicates the soft science, right? The zeitgeist of our universe. Yeah, exactly. So that's for me, this listing. And then on a planetary scale, how do we execute these, right? So this is true of the whole world, but on Dio Mikado, this is the planetary culture, right? Imperial culture, which is to say all of Acheron Rho, planetary culture. So if you're on Hakani, chances are there's not going to be a lot of military parades. There's not going to be a lot of like dueling going on. But one stage over in Dio Mikado, 75% of the culture is controlled by House Aquila. Next up is House Fornax, and then House Reticulum, and then the Deathless. Dio Mikado is a completely different planet vis-a-vis its culture. And that's what we're trying to track with influence, right? So at a glance, we can see who controls what and in what way. So if you're a person in Acheron Rho, let's imagine you're a person, you're a lesser noble, right? And you want to move to a planet that's going to support your dreams. You're a lesser noble, you want to get rich, you love the Emperor, and you believe in the police. You want to find a planet that fits with your understanding of culture, right? You buy into the main culture. You're going to go look for a planet that is mostly Eridanus, right? A little bit Pixis, a little bit Crux. You want a planet that fits with this. You're probably going to avoid planets like Serpens, Aquila, and Lyra. If you are the average like out and out wanting to become a successful noble, you don't move to Dio Mikado. You don't go there because it's not for you. But look at Tiber. Tiber is a goddamn paradise for you. Demnoth, also a paradise. If you're a media executive or you're like a marketing, you want to go here because you're going to get the wealth and riches of Eridanus. You're going to have the social influence of Prism, right? It really helps me flavor the universe. And yeah, scaled down, you could add it to just about any game. But I think it's for me a natural expansion of the existing stuff, right? The stuff we're trying to do with this game and with its structures. So to that end, I think we've kind of got a working influence model in place. I think figuring this out today was pretty good. How much influence does the guild have? Well, let's check the map. It looks like we have 6969, and we control 420% of it. So yeah, that's the Dyson Sphere. That's the guild. Yeah. Cool though, right? Like it helps further understand how these things work. What tags does Atasina have? Is that the zombie planet? Or is it a nice one? I kind of want to, I'm trying to pick, if I wanted to live anywhere, where would I want to live? Urbanized surface and zombies. Oh God. Okay. So the humans that live on Atasina, they probably have some form of democracy. They've got lots of art. Also the living dead. So let's not go there. Let's see. What's Nevette's like pretty rich. I would be worried if I moved to Nevette. I'd be excited about my opportunities to get money that maybe not be taxed by the government, right? Eridanis is you make money, you pay your taxes, you're part of the government system, right? But Trilliant is you make your money, maybe you tell the Emperor you only made. Nevette is the Cayman Islands. Yeah. I mean, Jesus, look. Like, what do you think the whole expanse is? You want to go to Marquise? You want to go to Intaglio? You want to go to Asher? Any of these planets would be a lovely tax haven. Yes, Trilliant pays taxes, certainly. But like this archipelago here, this would be where I would go if I wanted to make and keep most of my money. Or if I were an executive of Trilliant or Prism and I wanted to just kind of go somewhere where maybe they would understand my corporate priorities. But I'd be scared of this House Serpent's base of influence, right? Because a percentage of the planet is under the control of House Serpents. And if I were a Trilliant executive, despite the fact that we're allied with them, I would wonder about them reporting back to their imperial overlords. But it's cool though, right? It's a neat way of envisioning the universe. So I'm going to, I guess I'm going to turn this over to, I think it's at a point now where I can kind of turn it over to the Mechanism Council. So Mech Council, I'll link this to you. You can take a look at it. I will turn it over to anybody who wants to do all the math on the sheet. So I'll turn it over to the mods, and we'll maybe see if we can get an updated version of this sector map with the new model to see how this works. Yeah, cool. I think that's about all my brain can handle today. I will schedule another one of these either next week or the week after, and we'll move on to goals. But I want to give it a week to get the math going and process that stuff. We do have a brand new episode of the show tomorrow. So if you're watching this live, tomorrow morning at the usual time, 10 a.m. Pacific, we have a new episode to follow up on the very special holiday episode. If you haven't watched it, there was singing, there was holiday cheer. I have to go and record the recap before we do that. So I'm going to go do that now. I will see you tomorrow for a new live episode. Thank you, everybody, for coming and hanging out. And honestly, for being my math squad. Day in and day out. Sometimes I let you forget your purpose. But days like today, that's when you really shine. So thank you for your help, everybody. We will see you tomorrow for Verona. And if not then, see you for the next stream. Thanks for coming, everybody.